So I know in that first video I darted around a lot, and I do really want to apologise to people if they were at all triggered by the animal cruelty stuff. It was never my intention to um, to be hated, to be misunderstood further. I'm saying this just because that's just been my child's upbringing. That's how I was brought up. It's all I knew. It is a very shameful thing because I really want to love my childhood, and whenever I meet new people, I often don't have beautiful stories to talk about. It's a lot of very warped and, uncomfortable for a lot of people to hear and to feel. And I totally get that. So yeah, I apologise for that, and I apologise to the animals that I hurt. But also I apologise to myself for feeling all of this shame for something I couldn't control. Yeah, sure, I could put the gun down. But I didn't. I didn't know any better. And I guess if you got to have a huge perspective, you got to know it all the hurt, all the ways to hurt, all the ways of being hurt, and you got to be able to come back from all of that, bigger and better than ever. And that's what I'm hoping to do. I'm hoping to be the best adult that I can be, and to be the most mature version of myself without reaction and impulse driving my life as it has for so many years. Like I said, I'm sick of fighting. I'm sick of just not standing in my true power, just not actually owning all these aspects of myself, and returning to the guilt and the whatever without having done some of the work that I know I purport to others. The hypocrisy in that sort of also gets to me, and the imposter syndrome, feeling that, have I really done enough work to start helping others? It's always going to be that thought, I guess. But standing in your power, going from being the wounded warrior to the change, the effectual change, and embodying what it is you're preaching, that's where I'm hoping to come from, a place like that. So mum and dad just did the best they knew how. I really do feel like it's at points that was a little bit in the fuck 'em anyway sort of aspect. I think there's been some real negative energy coming down my family lineage that just culminated into very, very toxic families coming together, and they bore children that have got to, if we're really, really fucking honest with ourselves, there's a lot of shit to shake. And of course, being the one who's first to start that journey is me, and I'm the one who's shunned because I see things from a very different perspective. I guess I demand more from relationships now. I can't do that tall poppy shit anymore, and I can't do the you just you're so fucked in the head and blah 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 blah. No, there's just so many more layers to this earth, this realm, whatever it is, that not everyone gets the privy of. And maybe I just need to shut my mouth and move on, and for the most part that's what I'm doing, just trying my best to move on in a constructive manner, move on from all of the childhood pain, move on from all of the beatings, move on from all of the shame, and just support myself finally, like fully and utterly. Like, I've been pretty fucking independent, probably much more than some, but fuck, I get lonely as fuck sometimes too, you know. I really want there to be that solid shoulder, you know. Out of choice, I don't have a big group of people, and I don't keep a lot of family close by. I've just been let down way too many times by my family, and I've just had to build my own. And that's okay. There's so many people out there that are still operating in all of that Stockholm syndrome and the the love with expectation. You know, it has clauses. You know, you're only going to be loved if you keep on doing this and you keep treating me like this or keep me on that pedestal. You know, I think my parents knew that I was much more intelligent than them from an early age, even though I was doing all of those remedial school things. You know, I could see things from a mile away that they couldn't see. Being that on edge as a little kid, you know, knowing that there wasn't a great deal of love around me, I was always looking out for another mother, you know, somebody else who could actually give me what I wanted and needed in terms of nurturance and love. The family that bought my grandma's house that was up the way, the Costellos, Mrs. Costello, I'd go out and start helping her water the garden instead of playing Power Rangers with my brothers and sisters and those kids. I was looking for love, proper love, always. I always had a six-pack as a kid. All these little bony, you know, real muscly little fucker. And that's only because I was vigilant and I was looking and I was wriggling when someone was trying to give me love, because what love I did receive I couldn't accept, because I think I'm fucking autistic, you know, definitely on the spectrum, and the lack of love has made it really fucking hard to receive love. So you might see a buff little boy. All my cousins used to say, "Oh, show us your abs," and all the friends that would come home on the school bus they'd be making me show my abs to them. And it's only because I was that little boy who was trying to get his head up to look around for someone to make eye contact with me. I was deprived of the fucking eye contact. I needed connection. That's the only reason I've got a fucking six-pack as a little, you know, like, you got to think, why is that little muscly kid so muscly? Well, it's because you got him doing physical labour from a young age, but it's because I'm trying to fucking sit up and look and get what I need to feel safe. And there's probably stacks of us out there whose parents operated in that same manner. Shut the door, walk away. If they're crying at night, don't go to them. The amount of times I ended up in the bottom of my bed sheets, fucking nearly suffocated, probably passed